Hi everyone, welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, I would like to solve some of the question from the IIT JEE Mathematics. Okay, so I will explain each and every concept for the each step in the solution. So please listen carefully. Okay, so let us move on to the first question. The question is the value of the integral 0 to pi by 2 3 root cos theta divided by root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 5. This is the integral we need to evaluate. Okay. So this question is from definite integral in which the limits are given 0 to pi by 2. Okay. So we can use the property of definite integral. We know integral 0 to a f of x dx is equal to integral 0 to a f of a minus dx. So first I am going to use this property here to start the solution. Okay. So let us write this integral as I. Now when we apply this property, this integral become integral 0 to pi by 2. This 3 can take outside since it is a constant. 0 to pi by 2 root cos of this a minus x become pi by 2 minus theta divided by, similarly in the denominator, cos pi by 2 minus theta plus root of sin pi by 2 minus theta d theta. Okay. This can be simplified into, again using trigonometric identities, that is 3 into integral 0 to pi by 2 root of cos pi by 2 minus theta, we know sin theta divided by, similarly in the denominator cos pi by 2 minus theta becomes sin theta. So sin theta plus cos sin pi by 2 minus theta cos theta all raised to 5. Okay. Now what I am going to do, I am going to add these two integral. So that will become 2i is equal to, this 3 we can take outside as constant and 0 to pi by 2 cos theta plus root sin theta, because that see the denominator are same, root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 5, root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 4. So we just add the numerator. Okay, denominator we keep it as same. So root cos theta plus root sin theta divided by this root sin theta, we can plus cos theta we can write also root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 5 d theta. Here one root cos theta plus root sin theta from numerator and denominator get cancelled. So integral become 3 into 0 to pi by 2 1 divided by root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 4 d theta. Okay. So this is the new integral we need to evaluate. From here we can take 3 in the left hand side. Okay. So 2i by 3 becomes integral 0 to pi by 2 1 divided by root cos theta plus root sin theta all raised to 4 d theta. Okay. When we look at this integral, this is not in the form of any standard form, standard integral or any special form. So we need to convert this integral into a new form. So there we can use substitution, either by substitution or partial fraction something. So we need to make some adjustment in this integral using trigonometric identities, so we can integrate easily. So let's see how I am going to change this. I am just erasing this part. Okay. Here 2I by 3 we can write 0 to pi by 2. 1 divided by, see here, root cos theta plus root sin theta. I take root cos theta outside the bracket. So it will become root cos theta into 1 plus, here become root sin theta divided by root cos theta. When I take root cos theta outside, so it will become root tan theta all raised to 4. Okay. Now what is 1 by root cos theta all raised to 4 is equal to 1 by cos square theta, that is c square theta. So we can write this integral as 0 to pi by 2 c square theta divided theta d theta divided by 1 plus root tan theta all raised to 4. Okay. Now if we look at the numerator and denominator, we can see the derivative of tan theta equal to c square theta. So if we substitute denominator equal to some another variable, this numerator becomes the differential of denominator. So this integral changes to new form where we can easily integrate using the standard integrals. So what I am going to do, I put this all term 1 plus root tan theta equal to t. So when we take differential on both sides, what we get, 1 by 2 root tan theta into c square theta d theta equal to dt. So what we need to eliminate c square theta d theta. So what is c square theta d theta? If I keep on left hand side, it will become 2 root tan theta dt. But the variable is in t, so we need to convert this tan theta into in terms of t. So from here, what is root tan theta? Root tan theta equal to t minus 1 from this equation. So we can substitute here, that is 2 into t minus 1 t dt is equal to c square theta d theta. Okay. Now we can substitute 2 into t minus 1 dt here, and root 1 plus root tan theta equal to t here. So it will become new integral in the variable of t. So when we change the integral into new variable, we need to change the limit also, because initially the limit was for theta, now the integral is in variable of t. So we have to use this equation to change the limits in terms of t. So when theta equal to 0, how we can find out t? Substitute theta equal to 0 here. When theta equal to 0, t is equal to 1 plus root tan 0, that is equal to 1. Similarly, when theta equal to pi by 2, substitute theta equal to pi by 2 here, we get the value of t. New limits of t, higher limit. So t, when theta equal to pi by 2, t equal to root 1 plus pi by 2. This is 1 plus infinity, that is infinity. So we need to substitute this lower and upper limit for the new variable t here to evaluate this integral. Okay. The new integral become 1 to infinity c square theta d theta. We have found out 2 into t minus 1 dt divided by what is 1 plus root tan theta. We take it as t. So t raised to 4. Okay. So 2 we can take outside. Integral 0 to 1 to infinity. This we can simplify into t divided by t raised to 4 minus 1 by t raised to 4 dt. So again it becomes 2 into integral 1 to infinity 1 by t cube minus 1 by t raised to 4 dt. Okay. So this is in the form of standard form. We know x raised to n, t raised to minus 3. We can integrate easily using x raised to n is equal to x raised to n plus n divided by n plus 1. We use that formula and solve, and we apply also the we know definite integral is equal to f of b minus f of a. So this is 1 to infinity. So we integrate this with respect to dt, that is 1 divided by minus 2t square minus 1 divided by minus 3t cube over the limits 1 to infinity. Okay. So this is the integral. So we need to substitute higher limit first. Minus, we know integral f of x a to b is equal to f of b minus f of a. So if we substitute upper limit minus lower limit, we get the integral. So this becomes integral 0 to 1 by infinity minus 1 by minus 1 by infinity minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. Okay. So when we solve this value, we get this is minus 1 by 6 into minus plus 1 by 6, that is 2 into plus 1 by 6, that is equal to 1 by 3. So we get 2i by 3 equal to 1 by 3. So I become 1 by 2. So this is the final answer. I is equal to 1 by 2. Now just move on to the next question. Next question is, for non-negative integer n, let f of n is given as sigma k varies from 0 to n sine of k plus 1 divided by n plus 2 into pi into sine of k plus 2 divided by n plus 2 into pi all divided by sigma k varies from 0 to n sine square of k plus 1 divided by n plus 2 into pi. Okay, this is f of n, and the options are given as option 1 or option A. If alpha is equal to tan of cos inverse of f of 6, then alpha square plus 2 alpha minus 1 equal to 0, and option B is given as f of 4 is equal to root 3 by 2, and option C is given sine of 7 cos inverse of f of 5 is equal to 0, and option D is given limit n tends to infinity f of n equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so f of n is given, and this is question from multiple choice question, in which there are 4 options. There may be one correct option, there may be 2 correct option or 3 correct option, all are correct. Okay, so there will be, so we need to check for each option whether it is correct or not. So okay, so these are multiple choice questions. So first we need to evaluate f of n, then we substitute all values here, all values for f of 4 and f of n limit. Okay, then we get the answer which are right or which are wrong option. Okay, so first I am going to evaluate this f of n. This is integral, this is in the form of c sine a into sine b divided by, if you take this term as c, this is sine square c. Okay, we can change this sine a into sine b, as we know sine 2 sine a sine b is equal to, we know, cos a minus b minus cos a plus b. So using these trigonometric identities, I am going to change this sine a sine b format into sum of the difference of the cos functions. Okay, similarly in the denominator, we know sine square c is equal to 1 minus cos 2c, or 2 sine square c is equal to 1 minus cos square cos 2c. Okay, so using these trigonometric identities, first I am just splitting out this numerator and denominator, then I apply the summation. Okay, so first I am going to do integral sigma varies, k varies from 0 to n, cos of, what is a here k plus 1, b here k plus 2 by n plus 2 into pi. Here denominator are same, so I just take the difference of numerator k plus 2 into pi divided by n plus 2. Okay, minus cos of, what is a plus b, that is e, pi by n plus 2 is common, pi by n plus 2 is common. When we add k plus 1 and k plus 2, we get 2k plus 3. Okay, divided by sigma k varies from 0 to n. Sine square c we can convert as So here we have to multiply numerator and denominator by 2. Okay, then only we can convert in this form, because numerator and denominator we can multiply by 2, we can take it inside because it's constant. Okay, so 2 sin square c format becomes 1 minus cos square cos 2. Cos 2 into c is what? K plus 1, that is equal to pi by n plus 2, we can take outside, that is 2k plus 2. Okay, now here again if I simplify, this will become integral sigma k varies from 0 to n, cos of k pi get cancelled, then remaining what? Pi minus 2 pi, that is minus pi. Cos of minus pi is cos pi, so remaining term only cos pi divided by n plus 2 minus cos of 2k plus 3 divided by n plus 2 into pi. In the denominator we can write it as saying k varies from 0 to n, 1 minus cos 2k plus 2 divided by n plus 2 into pi. Okay, now we can apply the summation for each term separately. Okay, now see, the first term is independent of k. So when we add the sum up to here, 0 to n, how many terms are there? N plus 1 times. So n plus 1 times of cos pi by n plus 2, how much we get? Cos of, that is n plus 1 cos of pi divided by n plus 2 we get. Then when we next we apply summation to here, so we get minus, this will become, when k equal to 0, it becomes cos 3 pi by n plus 2. Okay, 3 pi by n plus 2, and next we substitute k equal to 1, then here it become cos 2 into 1 plus 3, that is cos 5 pi by n plus 2, cos 7 pi by n plus 2, as goes on. Okay, also in the denominator, here 1 is constant, it is independent of k, so we can add 0 to n plus 1 times 1, that is how much? N plus 1 minus, then apply same summation as here. The first term will be cos of 2 pi by cos of 2 pi divided by n plus 2, cos of 4 pi divided by n plus 2, as goes on up to n plus 1th term. Okay, now I am just erasing this part. Here when we look at this series, cos series, here all the angles are in AP. See, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, denominator same. So this is in the form of AP, in which A is equal to 3 pi by n plus 2 and D is equal to 2 pi by n plus 2. This cos series in AP, in which angles are in AP, with A equal to 3 pi by n plus 2 and D equal to 2 pi by n plus 2. So we know the sum of, we have the formula for sum of the cos series. If the angles are in AP, we know the sum of n terms is equal to cos of a plus n minus 1 into d by 2 into sine n d by 2 divided by sine d by 2. So this is the formula we use for finding the cos series function if the angles are in AP. So here how many terms are there? From k varies from where? 0 to n. Okay, k varies from 0 to n, then n plus 1 terms are here. So here it changes to sum of n plus 1th term. So cos of, in terms of n we need to substitute n plus 1, then it becomes get cancelled. So nd divided by 2 into sine of, in terms of n we substitute n plus 1 because here n plus 1 terms are there. Okay, sine of n plus 1 into d by 2 divided by sine d by 2. Okay, now we can evaluate this sum of series using this relation. So first I am going to evaluate this only for the numerator. So what is a here 3 pi by n plus 2. So when we substitute here, cos of a is first term 3 pi by n plus 2 plus n into d is how much? 2 pi by n plus 2 by 2. So these two and these two get cancelled. So it becomes 3 pi plus n pi divided by n plus 2. Okay, into sine of n plus 1. What is d? 2 pi by n plus 2 divided by 2 divided by sine of d by 2 is 2 pi by n plus 2 into 2. These 2 cancel. So it becomes sine of n plus 1 divided by n plus 2 into pi. In the denominator we have sine d by 2, that is sine of d is 2 pi divided by n plus 2, that is sine pi divided by n plus 2 into 2. These 2 cancel, so it becomes sine pi divided by n plus 2 in the denominator. Okay, now see these two sine of n plus 1 divided by n plus 2 pi, we can write it as sine of pi minus pi divided by n plus 2. This is same as sine of pi divided by n plus 2. Okay, no, sine of n plus 1 pi divided by n plus 2, because once we cross multiply we get same relation. So what is sine pi minus pi by n plus 2? This is sine pi minus theta, we know sine theta, so it becomes sine pi divided by n plus 2. Then in the numerator sine pi n plus 2, sine pi divided by n plus 2, and the denominator sine pi divided by n plus 2, these two terms get cancelled. Okay, so we need to evaluate only these terms. Here we can write cos of, denominator are same, see, so denominator same, and in the numerator it becomes 3 pi or n plus 3 into pi. This we can also write as some in terms of complementary angles, that is cos of pi divided by pi plus pi divided by n plus 2. This is same as n plus 3 into pi divided by n plus 2. Okay, what is cos of, we know cos of pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. So here this term will become minus cos pi divided by n plus 2. Okay. So we have found out the sum of this cos series as minus cos pi divided by n plus 2. Okay. So here if I substitute, here I can substitute minus cos pi by n plus 2. Then this minus and minus become plus. So numerator becomes like this. Similarly for denominator, this cos series I can use this formula, same formula, using where a is changed to 2 pi by n plus 2 and d is same as 2 pi by n plus 2, because 4 pi minus 2 pi equal to 2 pi divided by n plus 2. So I am going to find out this cos series sum, that is cos of a is what? A is 2 pi divided by n plus 2 plus nd by 2. Nd by 2 means n into d is 2 pi by n plus 2 into 2. These two get cancelled. Okay. Into sine of n plus 1 into d by 2. N plus 1 into 2 pi divided by n plus 2 into 2. This 2 get cancelled. Divided by sine of 2 pi divided by n plus 2 into 2, that is sine pi by n plus 2. See this sine n plus 1 divided by n plus 2 into pi, or sine pi divided by n plus 2. If we take this beta and this alpha, so alpha minus beta, pi minus alpha, we get beta. These are same. Using this formula we can cancel these two terms. Okay, as same as I have done before for this cos series. Okay, because d is common for this series and this series. D is not changing, n is not changing. Okay, d is not changing. So these two terms get cancelled. And here we need to evaluate cos of, this is n plus 2 into pi, denominator same, n plus 2. So n plus 2 get cancelled, that is equal to cos pi, that is equal to minus 1. So here this whole series, we have got the answer, sum of all this is minus 1. Okay, this become plus. So now that f of n becomes like this. So f of n is equal to, from these two terms cos pi by n plus 1 is common, so we can take it outside. Cos pi divided by n plus 2 is common into n plus 1 divided by, in the denominator, n plus 2. This is plus 1 n plus 2. These two terms cancel. So finally we get f of n is equal to cos pi divided by n plus 2. Okay. So this is f of n. Now we can check for each option using this relation whether it is correct or not. Okay. So I am going to evaluate what is f of 4. So if we substitute f of 4 here, we get cos pi, n equal to 4, that is 4 plus 2, that is cos pi 6, that is root 3 by 2. So this option is correct. Option B is correct. Now I want to evaluate for this. Cos inverse of f of 6 is here. So what is f of 6? F of 6 we get cos of pi divided by 6 plus 2, that is cos of pi by 8. So f of 6, I am substitute f of 6 cos pi by 8. Okay, then alpha becomes tan of cos inverse f of 6 is cos pi by 8. We know cos inverse of cos x is equal to x. Cos inverse of cos x is equal to x, where x must belongs to closed integral 0 to closed interval 0 to pi by 2. In the question, I forgot, it was given cos inverse x takes values only from 0 to pi. Okay, so we can write this cos inverse of cos x as tan of x, that is pi by 8. Okay, then f of 6, not alpha, we get as tan pi by 8. Why? Because this pi by 8 belongs to 0 to pi. Then only this relation is applicable. Okay, so cos inverse of cos x is equal to x when only x belongs to 0 to pi. Here this x belongs to this interval, so that's why I use x. Cos inverse of cos x is equal to x. Then we got alpha is equal to tan pi by 8. We have one formula, that is tan x is equal to 2 tan x by divided by 1 minus tan square x by 2. Okay, so if I take x is equal to pi by 4, then tan x by 2 becomes 2 tan pi by 8. So tan pi by 4 we can write it as 2 tan pi by 8 divided by 1 minus tan square pi by 8. Tan pi by 4 we know that is 1. 2 into tan pi by 8 is alpha is given. Okay, divided by 1 minus alpha square. So this will become 1 minus alpha square is equal to 2, or there it is 2 alpha. So alpha square plus 2 alpha minus 1 equal to 0. So this relation, this quadratic equation satisfied when alpha is equal to tan pi by 8 using these trigonometric identities. So option A is also correct. Now we need to check sin of 7 cos inverse of f of 5. What is f of 5? F of 5 is equal to cos of pi divided by 5 plus 2, that is cos of pi divided by 7. Okay, f of 5 if we substitute, so we need to check option C, that is sin of 7 cos inverse of f of 5 we can substitute cos pi by 7, that is equal to sin of 7 cos inverse of cos pi by 7 equal to pi by 7, because this pi by 7 belongs to interval cos interval 0 to pi. That's why we can use this formula. So it becomes sin pi, that is equal to 0. So this option C is also correct. So we need to evaluate option, check for option D also, that is limit n tends to infinity f of n, that is equal to limit n tends to infinity. What is f of n? Cos pi by n plus 2, that is equal to limit, that is cos pi divided by infinity plus 2, that is cos pi by infinity, that is equal to cos 0, that is equal to 1. So here the answer is 1 by 2, but the actual answer is 1. So this option is wrong option. So the answer for this question, there are A, B, C. The choice option A, B, C are correct. Okay. Now let us move on to the next question. There is one non-right angled triangle as PQR. Okay, and the sides are given opposite to the angle P. The sides Q are given as root 3, and the sides of opposite angle Q is given as Q as 1. Okay. Also it is given that there is a median from R which meets the side QP at S. Okay. Also there is one perpendicular which is dropped from P to QR and meets at E. And the point of intersection of this median and this perpendicular is given as O. Okay, this is the question. Okay, these are the given, and also given the circumradius for this triangle radius as 1. Okay, this is the condition given, and the options are given. A is equal to length of OE is equal to 1 by 6 and length of RS is equal to root 7 by 2 and area of triangle OES is equal to root 3 by 12 and radius of incircle, that is incircle of triangle PQR is given as root 3 by 2 into 2 minus root 3. So these are the options. So this is also multiple choice question in which there may be more than one correct answer. Okay. So we need to check for each option whether it is correct or not. So first of all, here area of triangle OES is asked. Okay. Similarly, length of OE is asked. Okay. So better I convert. Before I convert, we can use the sine rule of extended sine rule for the any triangle to get the angles for these triangles. That's the first thing I am going to apply. We know sine rule for P divided by root 3, that is equal to q divided by opposite side 1, that is equal to 2r, that is p divided by root 3, q divided by 1 is equal to 2 into 1, that is equal to 2. So from this, p divided by here first I am going to apply the extended sine rule for triangles. So when I apply this extended sine rule for triangles, we get p divided by sine p is equal to q divided by sine q, that is equal to 2r. Okay. Also which is equal to, this side is given as in the question r. Okay. So r divided by sine r. Okay, here r is given as 1. So if we substitute this value of p is given as root 3. Root 3 divided by sine p is equal to 1 divided by sine q is equal to 2 into 1. So from this we get value of sine p. Sine p is equal to root 3 by 2. That is p is equal to sin p is equal to root 3 by 2, means p is equal to 60, that is pi by 60 degree or 120 degree. So p can take two values, 60 degree or 120 degree. Similarly for sin q from here is equal to 1 by 2. So angle q must be 30 degree or 150. Okay, 30 degree or 150. So we have these four angles. So we need to choose. It is given that it is non-right angled triangle. So we cannot choose 60 and 30 because 60 plus 30 equal to 90. Also we cannot choose 60 plus 150 because it exceeds the sum of the angles 190. Also, so we can choose only 120 and 30. Okay. So that means we can choose for P 120 and for Q as 30. So angle P is equal to 120 degree, angle Q is equal to 30 degree. So what is angle R? 180 minus sum of this P and Q, that is 30. Okay. So we can mark this angle. Q is equal to 30 and R is equal to also 30 and this is 120. Now this triangle is an isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle, these two angles are equal. So the corresponding sides are also equal. So when this is 1, this will be also 1. Okay. Now see, here we are asked to find out the length of OE and length of RS. So better to draw this triangle in the coordinates plane. So I take this QR coincide with x-axis and Q as origin, because if I take Q as origin from here, it is easy to find out the coordinates of O, because O lays on the perpendicular. So once we take this side as coincide with x-axis, we can easily find out this coordinate that will be same as coordinates of O for x axis, x coordinate, and for y coordinate we can. So what I am going to do, I take the coordinate axis and the plane xy plane. So I just draw this triangle here. Okay, here it is Q as origin, and R we can mark R as root 3 0, because we know this side length is root 3 0. Similarly, P we can mark here, and a perpendicular. See these isosceles triangles, these perpendicular divide these triangles into two congruent triangles, because these two triangles have same corresponding two sides are equal, then third side must be equal, so it will be root 3 by 2 and it will be root 3 by 2. So this coordinate we get root 3 by 2 0. The coordinates of E we get. Okay. So here the median, here the point O. For this point O, the x coordinates remain same as E because it is a perpendicular. So root 3 by 2, comma, y coordinate we need to find out. Okay. Similarly for the, how to find out the coordinates P, because this is 30 degree and this is 1. Okay. So we can use the trigonometric relation, that is 1 sine 30 is equal to EP. Okay. So EP is equal to, what is the value of sine 30? That is 1 by 2. Okay. So x coordinate we get, x coordinate is same as E. So root 3 by 2. Okay. For y coordinate we use this formula. So EP is the y coordinate of point P. So we get 1 by 2. Okay. And also here the point is S. We need to find out this coordinate also. So this, since this is a midpoint of QP, so it will become x1 plus x2 by 2, that is root 3 by 4, comma, y1 plus y2 by 2, that is 1 by 4. Okay. Now we have got all the coordinates of points in the triangles which are given. Okay. Here one coordinate is missing, that is y coordinates of O. So how we can find out this y coordinate? We can find out, first we need to find the equation of this line RS. Equation of line RS can be written as y minus any point x1 y1, that is y minus 0, that is equal to m into, that is slope of these two straight lines. When 2 points are given, how do we find the slope? y2 minus y1. So this is y2. y2 is 1 by 4 minus y1 0 divided by x2 minus x1, that is root 3 minus 4 divided by root 3 into x minus x1, we take it as root 3. So once we solve, we can solve it, that is it will become minus 3 root 3y, because these 4 and 4 cancel. 3 minus 4 root 3 become minus 3 root 3, that will come here on the left hand side. So here x minus root 3. So that is x plus 3 root 3y minus root 3 equal to. This is the equation of the line RS. Okay, equation of the median. So once we substitute, we can, this point also O will satisfy in this equation. So put x equal to root 3 by 2 in this equation. So we get root 3 by 2 plus 3 root 3y minus root 3 equal to 0. So once we solve, 3 root 3y is equal to root 3 minus root 3 by 2. So this is equal to root 3y is equal to root 3 by 2. Implies y equal to 1 by 6. So we got y equal to 1 by 6 by solving the equation of line and substitute this point x in this equation. So y equal to 1 by 6 means the y coordinate of O, that is y is equal to the what is OI, length of OI, that is 1 by 6. So the option A is correct. Now we need to find the length of RS. So length of RS means from here we can use the distance formula for finding the length RS when 2 points are given. That is distance formula, length of RS is equal to root of x2 minus x1 whole square, that is root 3 by 4 minus root 3 whole square plus 1 by 4 minus 0 whole square. So once we simplify this, we get 3 root 3 whole square, 3 root 3 whole square by 16 plus 1 by 16. So this one we get 9 into 3 plus 1 divided by 16, that is equal to root 28 divided by 16. Okay, so this will be again simplified into 7 by 4. So this is, once we take the square root 7 by 2, that is RS. So using the distance formula we have got RS is equal to root 7 by 2. So length of the median RS, option B is also correct. Now we need to find the area of triangle OES. See, OES triangle, it is here. So when 3 points are given, we can find the area using the determinant. When 3 points are given, we can use the determinant, that is area is equal to 1 by 2 into determinant of x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1 and x3 y3 1. We can use this formula. Okay, once we take the modulus, okay, because area is positive quantity. So once we find out the determinant, if the answer is negative, take the modulus because area is always positive quantity. So when we substitute 1 by 2 into what is x1, if we take x1 as a root 3 by 2 0 1 x1 by 1 and x2 root 3 by 2 1 by 6 1 and x3 root 3 by 4 1 by 4 1. Okay, this determinant we can take from this column root 3 by 2 outside. Okay, and we can also take 1 by 2 from this column. Okay, so determinant changes to 1 1 root 3 by 1 1 1 by 2 0 1 by 3 1 by 2 1 1 1. Okay, here if I apply the row operation, okay, row operation, this will become a root 3 divided by 8 into, if I do the operation R1, my R1 changes to R1 minus R2, okay, then this determinant will become here 1 minus 1 0, 0 minus minus 1 by 3 0, 1 1 by 3 1, 1 by 2 1 by 2 1. Okay. Now we can expand this using the column expansion. We can do. Okay, that is root 3 by 2 into this 0 into this term cancel, and minus of minus 1 by 3 into, if you take this row and column, then 1 minus 1 by 2, that is minus or plus 1 by 2. Okay, so we get the answer root 3 by 48. This is root 3 by 12. So this option is wrong because the answer is root 3 by 48 for the area of triangle OES. Now the last option we need to check radius of incircle. Okay. We have one formula, radius of incircle is equal to area of triangle divided by semi-perimeter. What is S? S is equal to sum of the sides perimeter divided by 2. So in this question, what is S is equal to P plus Q plus R divided by 2. That is root 3, this side. These sides are 1, 1 plus 1 divided by 2. That is 2 plus root 3 by 2. Okay. And area of triangle, here the altitude is, we have altitude and base also we have. So area is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height. What is base is root 3. Height is 1 by 2 because the y coordinates of P is height, altitude. So this will become area, we get area of triangle PQR is root 3 by 4. So substitute this area and yes, here we get radius of incircle. So area is root 3 by 4 divided by 2 plus root 3 by 2. So this will become root 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus 3. Okay. So if you multiply with the conjugate, so we get root 3 by 2 into, multiply with the 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. This one we get root 3 by 2 into 2 minus root 3. Here this is a plus b into a minus b. So a square 4 minus b square root 3 square is 1. So that is 1. So we get the answer in center radius r is equal to root 3 by 2 into 2 minus root 3. This is also correct. So the options A, B, C are correct and the option C is wrong. Here why I choose this orientation of PQR means I can choose some other orientation because I can choose this PR coincide with x-axis. Then there will be some more orientation. See, orientation I can choose like this. Okay. Also there is one more orientation I can choose as like this. Okay. But for these two orientation, finding the coordinates of the points from the coordinates plane, it's very difficult. So this is the best fit orientation to find the coordinates because all lengths can be calculated using the coordinates only. So that's why I choose this orientation for this triangle as QR coincide with x-axis and QI take as origin. You can choose this orientation also, but here finding the coordinates we need we need to extend this line. Here also we need to drop other perpendicular lines. But here the point O is exactly lies on the altitude. So x coordinate of O can be easily found out from this x coordinate, because since it lies on this perpendicular, x coordinate doesn't change. So that's why I choose this orientation for these triangles. So you have to consider the orientation which is best for you to solve for the coordinates of points, because all the length is asked. So we can, that's why I choose this coordinate plane to find the length, because not we can choose any coordinates for Q and R, P, because coordinates are not given. We are not asked to find out the coordinates, only we are asked to find out the length. That's why I can move this triangle anywhere in coordinate plane. But if I choose a point from origin, I have to choose R at a distance from root 3 from this origin, because QR is given as root 3 in the question. So that we must follow. So I hope you have understood the explanation and every step I followed in these 3 questions. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let me conclude this lecture here. Thank you.